This is my final project for ethics. For this assignment, I have chosen the article How Social Considerations Improve the Equity and Effectiveness of Ecosystem Restoration. I will have this article linked in the description below. Some key points from this article are ecosystem restoration and social considerations. Ecosystem restoration initiatives are increasingly focusing not only on ecological outcomes, but also social equity. Social factors such as local community involvement, land tenure, and stakeholder interest can significantly influence the success and fairness of restoration efforts. Restoration as a social process. Ecosystem restoration is not only an ecological endeavor, but a deeply social one, involving various stakeholders with different values, needs, and priorities. The effectiveness of restoration projects depends on the inclusion of social considerations in planning and implementation. Equity and inclusiveness. The article emphasizes the importance of considering social equity, the fair distribution of benefits and responsibilities, when conducting restoration projects. The focus on equity can lead to more inclusive participation from marginalized communities, ensuring that restoration efforts address the needs of all stakeholders, especially those who may be disproportionately affected by environmental degradation. Some key social considerations are local knowledge and participation. Incorporating local knowledge and practices can enhance restoration efforts by improving understanding of the landscape and local ecosystems. Community-led restoration can empower local communities and strengthen social ties. Land tenure and rights. Clear and secure land tenure is crucial for ensuring that the long-term benefits of restoration are sustained long-term. Ambiguities or conflicts over land rights can hinder the implementation and sustainability of restoration projects. Cultural context. Cultural values and the historical relationship of communities with the land need to be acknowledged in restoration planning. Restoration goals should align with the cultural and traditional values to ensure long-term commitment from local communities. Effectiveness of restoration. The authors argue that incorporating social considerations leads to more effective ecosystem restoration. When social equity is prioritized, restoration efforts are more likely to be accepted by the local communities and more sustainable in the long term. The paper concludes that by considering social dimensions such as equity, participation, and land tenure, ecosystem restoration can be more effective and just. Incorporating social considerations can improve the outcomes of both restoration efforts and sustainability of these initiatives, making them more inclusive and aligned with the needs of local communities. To discuss sustainability through a philosophical lens, we can draw from several key ethical frameworks that guide our actions toward one another and the environment. Utilitarianism, the greatest good for the greatest number. John Stuart Mill. Utilitarianism, primarily developed by John Stuart Mill, emphasizes the greatest happiness principle. It asserts that actions are morally right if they promote the greatest good, or happiness, for the greatest number of people. In terms of sustainability, renewable energy, conservation, and sustainable practices are often framed as actions that contribute to the overall well-being of society, both in the present and in the future generations. Using renewable energy reduces environmental harm, such as carbon emissions or air pollution, which benefits the largest number of people, particularly marginalized communities who suffer disproportionately from pollution and climate change. Thus, from a utilitarian perspective, investing in a renewable energy or sustainable agricultural practices creates the greatest benefit for the greatest number, as it reduces harm for the environment and ensures resources for future generations. Some pros of sustainability in the utilitarian view are social benefit and economic benefit. A cleaner environment improves quality of life and health. For sustainable practices can lead to economic growth in the green sector, benefiting communities globally. If our actions harm the environment or leave future generations with fewer resources, we fail to promote the greatest good. Hence, sustainability is not just a choice, it's an ethical necessity. Incorporating these philosophical perspectives helps us recognize the ethical implications of sustainability, whether through utilitarianisms focused on the greatest good, Kant's duty to future generations, or Aristotle's virtues. Each ethical framework offers insights on how we should treat the planet and each other in a sustainable way. Understanding sustainability from a philosophical perspective encourages us to think critically about our behavior and its long-term effects. We have a moral responsibility to care for the environment, ensure fairness for all communities, adopt ethical behaviors that protect Earth for future generations. We need to cultivate sustainable virtues, make decisions based on ethical thinking, and act in a way that benefit both the planet and society. By doing so, we ensure a future where sustainability is not only a necessity, but a shared value across generations. The insights from philosophical frameworks and the article How Social Considerations Improve the Equity and Effectiveness of Ecosystem Restoration highlight that sustainability is not just about ecological solutions, but also about ethical responsibility. Philosophers like Kant, Aristotle, and Mill emphasize the importance of equity, duty, and virtue in shaping actions that respect both people and the planet. In the context of ecosystem restoration, social considerations like local participation, land rights, and economic opportunities are crucial. By addressing these factors, we not only ensure that restoration efforts are not just effective, but also inclusive and just for all stakeholders, especially marginalized communities. In short, sustainability must be approached holistically, balancing ecological goals with social equity and economic justice. By doing so, we can create solutions that benefit both the environment and future generations. Thank you.